Hi everyone, my name is Audrey and welcome to my channel. Today I'm giving you my December TBR, which is also my end of the year TBR, all the books I want to read before the end of 2021. So if you have watched my previous wrap-up videos, you'll know that my reading hasn't been doing very well these last few months. So yeah, I have a lot of books to read until the end of 2021, and I am still reaching for that Goodreads goal, which was to read one book every week, so 52 books in 2021. And right now I'm about 10, 11, 12 books behind. So I have 14 books left to reach my goal, which is a lot to read in 1 month. But yeah, here I go.
Maybe I'm not sure, so why don't you change my mind? 'Cause baby, I'm not sure, but let's take a chance this time. And I can't remember the last time I saw you cry. I don't wanna do it, I had to, you know it. I hate when we say goodbye. 'Cause I'm coming back around. You know I'm always coming back around to meet ya. You know I'll do anything to come and see ya. You know I'm always coming back around to meet ya. You're always waiting there for me. Your loving's always set me free. Always waiting there for me. Your loving's always set me free. Yeah. It's already winter, and I'm starting to forget the smell of your hair, the taste of your lips. I wish I was there instead. And why is it bitter? 'Cause you're hardly in my bed. I'm leaving this place to come see your face. I'm not stopping till I'm dead. 'Cause I'm coming back around. You know I'm always coming back around to meet ya. You know when I'm all alone, I really need ya. You know I'm always coming back around to meet ya. You're always waiting there for me. Your loving's always set me free. You know I'm always coming back around to meet ya. You know when I'm all alone, I really need ya. You know I'm always coming back around to meet ya. You're always waiting there for me. Your loving's always set me free. Always waiting there for me. Your loving's always set me free. No, no, no. 'Cause I'm coming back around. No, no, no. No, no, no. 'Cause I'm coming back around. You know I'm always coming back around to meet ya. You know when I'm all alone, I really need ya. You know I'm always coming back around to meet ya. You're always waiting there for me. Your loving's always set me free. You know I'm always coming back around to meet ya. You know I'll do anything to come and see ya. You know I'm always coming back around to meet ya. You're always waiting there for me. Your loving's always set me free.
I didn't think it'd be this hard to go and try to let you down. At first, for sure, we saw forever and the distance, but the path of least resistance is the one where I don't see you anymore. And yes, I'm sure about my choices. I don't need you to take me home. And though for sure the bed is warmer by your side, oh please believe me, babe, I've tried. You're not the one I thought that you were gonna be. I got you singing, ooh, I got the blues. I got you singing, ooh, I don't know what to do without you, baby. Ooh, you got the blues. And even though your heart is breaking, I got another man who loves to make me smile. Oh, he loves to make me smile. I know it hurts to hear me say it. So can you just get up and go? Oh, oh, you say the best I've ever had. I won't be bad, you drive me mad. I I don't believe you when you say I'm gonna change. It's not that you can't break it down, yeah. It's just you didn't love me right. It will take time to get in line, crawl up the vine. You will be fine, but you will have to be fine on your own. I got you singing, ooh, I got the blues. I got you singing, ooh, I don't know what to do without you, baby. Ooh, you got the blues. And even though your heart is breaking, I got another man who loves to make me smile. To make me smile. I got the blues, I got the blues. I don't know what to do without you, baby. I got the blues. And even though your heart is breaking, I got another man who loves to make me smile. Oh, he loves to make me smile.
So as usual, I am still participating in the Buzzwordathon hosted by Kayla from Books and Lala for this last buzzword of the year. It is day, month, or season. I had multiple books that I wanted to read for that prompt that I don't own. I did look through my Kobo to see if any of them were available, but they were over $10 each, and I don't really pay over $6-7 for an ebook. If I'm going to pay $10 for an ebook, I prefer having them physically. And honestly, I do not have time to go to the library and check what they do have in stock. And then fortunately, in a coincidence, I received the Kobo newsletter that I receive often. They usually have like daily deals, so they pick out a couple of books that have deals for that day only. And today the deal was on 8 Perfect Hours by Elia Louis. I thought it was a great coincidence because I feel like hours is related to time, which days and months and seasons are as well. So I'm making it count. I never heard of this book before, but still decided to try it. It was only $2.99, so why not? I did also want to get a book for the holidays. It was just perfect for me, a romance book. I usually don't read romance, but for the holidays, I'll make an exception. So from what I've read in the synopsis, it follows a young 30-ish woman who gets stuck in her car in a snowstorm, and someone knocks on her window and tries to help her out because he's also stuck in a car nearby. And they spend 8 perfect hours together, and they just part away when they can leave, but fate finds a way to make them meet again. I don't have high expectations about it, but I do hope it's a feel-good story. Let me know in the comments if you've heard about this book. I would love to know your opinion on it. That's the only readathon I'm participating in this month because I really want to just finish the year and finish everything that I've started. I have a lot of books that I already started. The first of those books is Fire with Destiny Soria. So I'm currently reading this. I've been reading it for a while. It's a book I've got from a Fairy Loot box. I am almost halfway through, so I think it's going to be easy to finish during the beginning of this week. This follows 2 sisters who are raised slay dragons. It is set in an urban setting, and people just don't know that dragons do still exist. And one of the sisters gets to meet a dragon and forms a bond with the dragon, and she is on opposite sides with her sister. It's not an amazing read so far for me. I will have more in-depth thoughts in my wrap-up and in my vlogs when I finally can get them uploaded. But so far it's a 3-star read. I'm lowering my expectations. This is a pretty fast read, so I know I'm going to be able to finish it and move on to another book. The next book I'm currently reading that I want to finish is The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell. I have been reading this book for many months now. I feel like I've explained this book so many times. It's a fantasy set in the 1900s New York. There's time travel, there's a heist. It's a really fun book. I love reading it so far. It's multiple POVs as well, which I'm really enjoying. It's just that somehow I just can't seem to just finish it. But I really want to finish this before 2021 so I can move on to the next book in the series, because this is the first book of, I believe it's a series of 4 books. And it was also a book I chose for one of the Buzzword this year. Another book I really want to finish is The Fellowship of the Ring, which is the first book of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I don't think I need to explain to you what the synopsis of this book is. It's a classic. I love reading this book. I love the movies. I watched them many, many times, and I love reading this book. It's just not a very easy book to read because it's very dense. The writing is also really, really dense, so I don't get through the pages as fast as I would regular books. It doesn't seem like I'm reading really fast. Obviously, I'm not going to read book 2 and 3 before 2021 because it's just not an achievable plan, but I will be reading them pretty early on in 2022. The next book I want to get to is Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab. This is the second book to this Savage song, and it is a duology. I want to prioritize this book because it is a duology, and I do have those 2 books. I did read the Savage song earlier. I don't remember if it was September or October, but since it's still fresh in my memory, I do want to get on with this book as well. It is a book that reads pretty fast, so I'm not worried by the thickness of the book. I did read the Savage song pretty fast. It's not something that I enjoy that much. Hopefully this one will be better than the first one, but I don't have high expectations. I just want to finally finish the series. So yeah, it is set in a dystopian type of world where there are monsters that started appearing, and then humans were at war with each other, and some big cities are not quarantined but can't just come and go as they please, and there are monsters roaming about. The city is divided into sides depending on the leader that you want to follow. It follows the daughter of one of those leaders in high school, and she tries to prove to her father that she has leadership skills and that she can take on the family leadership. And then we follow the son of the second leader, which is actually a type of monster. There's like 3 types of monsters, and he's the 3rd type, the rarest type, and he passes as a human. And the 2 characters meet, and complications ensue. The monster does have magical abilities, which is why they're called monsters, but they're not really human either. But yeah, I still don't really understand the magical system and how it works and how those monsters appear. There's something there that isn't resolved and that I just don't understand. I don't know if it's the writing or if it's me that I just can't grasp it correctly. I also don't really like the female character because it's the not like other girls type of trope that I really, really hate. I don't like how it's done in this. But yeah, I still want to finish reading it so I can finally have the answers that are bothering me and have a better understanding of the story as a whole instead of just one part of the book, if that makes sense. The next book I want to prioritize is Ma vie de gâteau sec by Elisabeth Barry-Lessard, which is a middle grade book. I don't usually read middle grade, but this book was written by a colleague that I went to school with in theater studies, and I know that my students really, really love her book. She's been winning prizes for her books. I know that she has a lot of praises about them, and I really want to get to it. I've had this book on my shelves for such a long time, and I just really need to read this book. And since it's a middle grade type of book, it's going to be a fast read, so more books read in December. I'm not going to say no to that. I'm not sure if it's translated. It's obviously in French. I'm not sure if she has it translated, but it talks about a young girl who had to stop dancing because of her anxiety disorder, and it's about her managing and dealing with anxiety in high school and growing up. The next one I want to read is a pretty big one, but I've been really excited to read this book for a very long time. It's been on my TBR for a very long time, so I really want to get to it. It is The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. This is the first book of a trilogy, if you don't know what it's about. It is set in 18th century Cairo, and it follows Anari, who is a con artist, and she accidentally finds herself summoning a jinn who brings her to another world, and she's going on a quest in Devabad to, I'm guessing, the City of Brass. But yeah, it's a big book. It's over 500 pages, and it's fantasy, but I love books that are set in Cairo. I've heard amazing things about this book, so I'm really excited to get to this one so I can finally move on to the next two books. The next one I really want to get to is A Wolf by Wolf by Ryan Grodin. I've heard amazing things about this book. This was recommended to me by Haley from Haley in Bookland. It's a historical fiction. It is set after World War II, but the thing is, it's imagined as if Hitler actually won the war, and he organizes every year a motorcycle competition, and the winner actually gets to meet Hitler. And our main character has the ability to shapeshift, and she tries to take the form of last female winner to try and win the race so that she can finally kill Hitler. So I think the premise is really interesting, and I can't wait to see what the author has done with this premise. And I'm not usually a big fan of World War books, but this one is really intriguing me, and since I've heard amazing reviews about it, I just can't wait to read it. The last physical book that I have on my TBR for the end of the year is Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. I have tried starting this book not so long ago, but then I decided to prioritize other books, but I have been hearing amazing things about this, and I do have the second book as well, so I do want to get to it. Honestly, I don't really know how to explain what the plot of this book is. I have heard mixed things. As much as I've heard great things about this, I also heard not so great things. People did find this book quite confusing, and I do have to admit the first chapter that I read was a little bit confusing to me as well. But I'm still really excited. It's about planets and necromancers, and I believe it has LGBTQ plus rep in this as well. And Gideon gets with Harrow, I believe, and they go to another planet, and I think there's a competition, but that's all I remember about it. This one is quite a thick one though, even if I know that I have, so this is the second 500 book I have on my TBR, but it is going to be a harder read to get to, but I'm still really motivated to read this. Now onto my ebooks. So the first ebook I really want to finish and prioritize this month is Game of Thrones, which is the first book of the series. I have been reading this one for about 2-3 months. I did intend to read a fourth, 25% of the book every month to finish it at the end of this year. I have not been able to keep up. Right now, I'm 42% through, so it's not that bad. And it does read pretty fast, to be honest. And it is 1,800 pages on my reader, which is not actual 1,800 real pages. But still, I'm really enjoying this. I know it's based off the first season of the TV series, which I've watched so many times. And right now, I'm really enjoying it. And I do find that it reads pretty fast. The chapters are around 25 to 40 pages long, which is big chapters for me, and I usually don't like big chapters, but I don't feel like it's a chore to read them right now, so it's a good thing, I guess. Yeah, not much more to say about this book. Hopefully I'll get to finish it by the end of the year. The next book I really want to prioritize is The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan, because this book was supposed to be for the buzzword of November, which was lost. I didn't read any prompt for that buzzword. I'm actually really hoping that I can finish the year having read one book of each buzzword. Even if I didn't read it in the right month, I'm hoping that overall at the end of the year I did read at least one book that fit every buzzword. So I'm going to be trying to read this one. I never read any Percy Jackson book, but I'm trying this one. The ebook that I actually bought was a bundle of the first 3 books of the series. I don't typically read any mythology type of book, but I'm still interested to get into it. I don't know what the story is about. I believe it's in the same universe than Percy Jackson. I did not read Percy Jackson, but I did see the movie. So I think I do understand a little bit the vibe of these books. I'm still really interested in reading this one, and hopefully it will be a fast read. The next ebook I really want to get to is Doing Time by Jodi Taylor. This book, I started it at the beginning of 2021, and I never got to finish it. I think I got like to 15%, something like that. It's the first book of a series. It's a spin-off series actually from the Chronicles of St. Mary's, I believe. It follows these multiple characters that enroll themselves in the time police in this world. And in this universe, you are not allowed to travel through time. It has been banned. And the time police do travel through time to try and catch people who are illegally traveling through time. From what I remember, I did enjoy the reading, and it did go quite fast. It wasn't something that was difficult to read, so hopefully I can get through this one pretty fast as well. I do have the second book of the series as too, so hopefully, if I can finish the first one, I can get to the second one at the beginning of 2022. The next one is Stormland by John Shirley. This was an arc that I got from NetGalley that I never got to finish because I had some issues with the file that I was sent, and I just couldn't upload it on my reader, and reading on my phone, it doesn't work. Reading on my computer doesn't work well for me, so I just ended up not doing any review, and I do want to get my radio NetGalley ratio up to 100%. So I decided to buy this one on the Kobo site, which was pretty cheap. I believe it was under $2, so I didn't mind at all. So hopefully I can get that review out on a NetGalley pretty soon. I didn't get very far into it, but it is an adult dystopian novel, and and there's this city that is always in a storm, which is called a stormland, and there's no government that goes there. Nothing rules this city because it's just chaos, and no one wants to go there, and it's very, very dangerous. Some people are there trying to, and we follow 2 point of views, and one of them is trying to find the killer of his daughter or something like that. If I remember correctly. So far from the first chapter or 2 that I did read, I was enjoying it. We'll see how it goes. And finally, the last ebook I really, really want to get to before the end of 2021 is A 2-Week Wait by Lucy J. Lewis. So I saw this book on one of Rachel from Rachel Kara's, one of her videos. She did a review on this book. It is an indie book, I believe. The 2-Week Wait when you are trying to conceive. Since I'm an voice for fertility issues, I decided to read it and give my own review because I know that Rachel wasn't on voice for that, and she did ask in her video if some people did have infertility issues. She wasn't sure if the rep was good, if the book was good or not. She felt that it wasn't that good of a rep. So yeah, I decided to just pick it up and try to read it and give a good review. We'll see how it goes, but I remember the first couple of chapters that I did read were really, really cringy. So it's going to be a hate reading type of experience, but it's a very important topic for me, and I did want to make some videos regarding that. So hopefully it'll be a starting point for that. I'm going to stop here. I'm not sure if I have 14 books. I don't think so. But if I run out of books, I have like a lot of more books that I can. I'm also supposed to have my copy of the Burning God, the paperback version. Maybe I'll be able to get to that one. If not, I'm going to choose some other books. I have plenty. so I'm not even worried about that. I'm racing until the end of 2021. Hopefully I can get as much done as possible, and I am going to be on holiday for 2 weeks and a half, and one of those weeks is in 2021, so hopefully I can get a lot done there. Let me know, what are your plans to finish 2021? For us, our family, it has been a very extremely tough year for us and very challenging, and I'm trying to finish it in a positive way with all this reading. That's why I really want to achieve my goal. So yeah, let me know what books you're going to read and finish by the end of 2021. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I really appreciate when you watch my videos. Like, subscribe if you want to, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video, and I will see you soon in another one. Bye!